Please be advised that the following video is not safe for work.
So you've been in a cosplay contest.
I've been in a few.
I've been in a few. Ashley.
Avoid them like the plague.
There we go.
Interesting.
There's an interesting thing. So I now avoid them. Well, I don't avoid them like the plague. I'm not keen on doing them. So I think they're necessary if you want to increase your cosplay profile. Clearly. If you're interested in getting more attention as a cosplayer, you kind of have to do them. Because it's really, what it comes down to, I think, is, like, street cred. Really?
Street cred for your I agree with the street cred thing.
Yeah.
I think, the contests are super important for street cred. I have to say that I started off competing using the model format, so meaning that I didn't actually enter myself. I would enter cosplays that I made for someone. So I have a few titles under my belt that way. And then a couple of years ago, I decided that I was asked to join a group and then the group fell apart. But once I've committed to something, I always see it through. It's kind of like my character flaw, if you will.
You're fine.
So I had competed in the Calgary Expo cosplay contest as the Wicked Witch of the West, and then I was like, I got the bug a little bit again, and then I was like, I'm totally going to do it next year, and then instead I ended up being asked ever so graciously by the Expo to be one of the Masters of Cosplay judges.
Okay, so I'm going to stop you.
Yeah.
Before last year, there was no Masters of Cosplay.
Nope, last year was the first. It's a gentleman by the name of Pat. I'm not going to call you out by your last name so that you know to get random friends. But it was always his dream to do this, like, across the Expo corporations. Huge competition where the best from each city got to go to one central city and compete against each other. So that's what they ended up doing. So
is it a Canadian only thing, or is it stateside?
No, it's stateside as well. So I believe the first one kicks off this weekend with Granite Con.
The C2E2? Did they do?
No, I'm sure it's Granite Con, I think. Now I feel like I need to check that. But there's several, and I can get you the list of those cities if you give me 2 seconds to Google that information. But it was super cool, and we had some lovely individuals from Calgary. I have to tell you, it was like one of the most difficult things I have ever done in my life to judge that. We were in judges' deliberation for like 45 minutes over.
That's crazy.
Yeah, which is like unheard of, and it actually got to the point where the director of the contest was like, you guys have to make a decision. It was so close.
So, okay, my question is, now that we're talking about judging, you guys had to deliberate on who won.
Right.
But it wasn't just like they walked on stage, you seen the costume, and you judged from that.
Absolutely. So we had a 2-day long pre-judging. So they went by categories. So we started with like the little ones, I like to call them. So the newbies, the teenagers, if you will, the youth category, and we judged them. And
what age range is that?
I think it's like 12 to like 16.
Okay.
And I can't remember the exact specifics anymore. I'd have to look at the rule papers again. But that's where we started, and then we kind of worked our way through the categories. So they had to come in and do a presentation, and we would typically ask them things like, what did you like most about your build? What did you find most challenging? You know, what are you most proud of? That's a huge one, is to ask cosplayers what they're most proud of, because as soon as you ask them that question, they will go on. They will go on. No, it's good. And like, we saw some amazing, like, it literally, when I say this, last year, it literally came down to seams and paint. Like, it was so, so darn close. It was actually... like, seriously, there was tears. Like, there was tears in the judging room. There was 4 of us in there. It was represented from all different sides. We had people who were, we had one lady who's like a professional mascot builder in there. We had, you know, a couple of people who are, you know, seamstress and armor builder, and then myself, who kind of like does a little bit of everything, and just really, like, you know, unbelievable. And, you know, there's in a smaller community, there's always going to be times where you know people, and so you have to imply this thing called the Yaya rule, which is a Yaya Han rule, that if you can't be non-partisan, I guess, is that the right word I'm looking for, then you have to kind of withdraw yourself from judging that person. And there was a couple times where, you know, three out of the 4 of us needed to do that and say, we can't judge this person, I'm too close to them, or they're my friend, or they're...
That makes me really happy to hear, because that makes it feel like no matter who enters it, if you know the person or not, you guys at least were decent enough to take that and be like, I'm not going to do this because we're too close, and I feel that I'm just going to be biased.
Right, like if you walked into the room, absolutely, Ashley, I'd be like, no, I can't judge Ashley.
That's not true. You'd be like, I'm going to judge her hard.
Well, yeah, I would.
I'm flipping her scenes.
But, well, I am that judge who does flip scenes, by the way. Like, ask Ashley, she watched me do the craftsmanship judging at AnimeCon. I get on the floor and I'm up in your skirts, so if you ever get judged by me... Sorry, I like the cigar scene. If you ever get judged by me, touching is implied.
Yeah. I always ask before I touch somebody.
Yeah, I do always ask too, but I just kind of sometimes I get excited and I get in there and start flipping layers, and I'm like, oh, I should have asked. But yeah, so yeah, definitely there was a couple where, like, one in particular I think of that was quite a contender, where the one individual was like, no, we have a history. I don't feel right judging this individual, and yeah, so I think that's super good to know. So that I'm hoping that'll happen this year with the judging, and you know, their judges are pretty cool. Like, we have some really awesome the guys from the Worlds are coming to judge, which is huge.
Yeah.
And then the winners of last year's Masters of Cosplay are also judging.
Masters of Cosplay from Calgary?
From Calgary, yeah. So the 2 winners from last year, they will be in the judging room this year, which is fair. I guess that's like one of your prizes for winning.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so what is your criteria that you suggest people focus on when you want to get judged?
When you want to get judged?
Yes, so like you were saying that you flip seams and things like that. Is that like...
so your seams have to be finished.
Your seams have to be finished. But I think you have to also realize, before you even start on that sort of topic, is that you have to realize that the judges have, like, limited amount of time to talk to you.
Yeah. 2 to 5 minutes.
2 to 5 minutes. I think 5 minutes, when I was judging, 5 minutes was a max, and that was with a group of, like, 3 to 5 people, right? So you have basically a minute to get your stuff out, 3 minutes to get it out. So you want to highlight anything that was, I don't know, when you judge...
What you're most proud of.
what you're most proud of. Don't point out your problems.
Never point out your flaws.
Because judges see them. You see them anyways.
Right.
We know where things have gone wrong, but that's not what we're... Like,
you want to see them proud of what they've done.
Yeah, I'd rather hear that than anything else. So you were gonna say something brilliant about being prepared.
Oh, the seams. We'll go back to the seams.
Yeah,
I think too, the other thing, if you are being judged, or if you are a judge, one of the things that you need to know is that every category has different levels of expectation.
Oh, definitely.
So if you're in the novice level, I'm not expecting you to finish your seams with a serger. You may not own one.
No.
I'm not expecting you to be absolutely neat on all your seam work. You're still learning.
Yeah. Jen's like, I actually did a tutorial on that on my page on what's expected on, like,
go over
the
to Lady
levels.
Bessar's page, and then you can see that. So one of the things I talk about often is that when we were doing craftsmanship judging for AnimeThon this last year, there was some debate on whether or not the gentleman who won the novice category should, because they wanted to actually move people around. It was a very confusing situation. But my biggest debate was how he finished his seams. So he had finished everything correctly. He had used pinking shears. He had pressed them meticulously, and
Jen just lost her mind.
Right? He was like, and then I was like, I wonder if he watched Lady Death Star's tutorial. But he literally did everything at the novice level. So to me, and then we had people who were in the intermediate level because they previously won novice who weren't even that clean cut on their stuff. So that was my big argument to give him the title. Because I was like, he is literally at the top of that level, so he can only go up from here.
Well, that's the other thing, too, is that some people don't realize that when you enter the cosplay contest, too, judges will sometimes move you up a category without your knowledge or kind of just consent or making you aware. That means
you can move up, you can't go down.
You can't go down. So, yeah, exactly. So if you enter in, like, Journeyman, and they move you up to masters, that's actually, that's a huge thing, and they pat
Give
you
yourself
on the back.
a huge pat, which is what happened at Animathon. We actually moved someone from novice to master. Actually, they won best in show.
Yeah.
Okay, so my other question about judging is, because I've seen a lot of judging. I just don't partake.
She just doesn't partake.
Everybody comes in with notebooks and preparation.
Yes, so the build books.
Build books. Work in progress journals.
What is the best type of build book that you've seen, or the
Can
best?
I talk about this? Like, I'm really not supposed to share what happened in the judging room last year.
No, but like just book wise, like what are the expectations of the book?
Well, we want to see step by step what you've done.
Yeah.
However, if it's like a sewing build, it's really hard to showcase that.
Okay.
Like, honestly, because how many pictures of you putting seams in can you take?
Yeah.
Like,
well, let me tell you.
Seriously, I did for the Wicked Witch. I was like, I took a picture of like every step when I, under seamed, when I top stitched, when I understitched, when I
It's better to take more pictures than less while you're working on stuff, because you want to be able to put that in your journal, essentially.
Basically, we want to see start to finish.
You want to see start to finish, and then I find if it's categorized, like if you've got a piece that is sewing,
yes,
keep all your sewing pictures together. If you've got you've made a wig, keep all your wig pictures together.
Absolutely.
If you've done a prop, keep all your prop pictures together, and then then I always follow it up with the dessert with your accessories and things that you did that were special or unique or something like that.
Okay.
When you're doing a work in progress journal, and those things really do help. Because those are a quick reference to see how you did something and how you resolved your problem that you were having. So,
literally last year at the Masters of Cosplay, those build books were scattered around the floor with one of the judges sitting in the middle of them, and us pushing out the ones that we loved the most, and then because it was so tight, the two main ones where we were literally back and forth, this, but this, it literally was by a hair.
Yeah,
it was
That's
so
crazy.
Yeah, the talent in our area is amazing.
It's phenomenal. I'm really.
I know. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
But yeah, in the Alberta area, it's crazy the amount of talent in cosplay that we shell out at our con. I'm really actually surprised that this con, Calgary in particular, doesn't get more attention on the cosplay scale, whereas you get other cons Dragon Con specifically for cosplay, but ECC, CCC,
she's having a stroke.
ECC, yeah, Emerald City Comic Con. Why they get kind of more of a recognition when. You mean
recognition?
Recognition. Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you. You corrected my English. It's all good.
They're more recognized.
You're more recognized than...
Redneckanized.
There you go. That's Alberta for you. We recognized.
Oh boy.
But yeah, our cosplay is certainly on par with anything else. So.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but But yeah, so
Sweet. So I guess all in all, go and check out Masters of Cosplay.
Oh, yeah.
oh, it's gonna be.
It's
worth it.
like the thing I anticipate most is the cosplay contest. It's like the thing I look forward to the most.
And remember, if you're gonna judge properly
And fairly.
and
and
fairly.
fairly.
Yeah.
Judge fairly, that's the most important. Put your personal biases aside.
That was a weird word. Biases.
Biases? Put your personal bias aside.
You've
but
been making too much
no.
bias tape.
Ah! It's true though.
Oh, it holds together with
so
bias
much
tape.
bias tape.
Oh.
Thanks for watching.
Make sure you like and subscribe.
And if you like what you saw here, make sure you leave a comment and let us know what you want to see in future episodes. Except for that. It's not happening. Wait, stop that.